On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you manage your time?
Are you constantly filled with regret about how much time you waste?
Be careful how you live.
Be careful how you live.
Make the most of every chance.
Make the most of every chance.
Because the days are evil.
Because the days are evil.
Ephesians chapter 5,
Ephesians chapter 5.
verse 15 and 16.
Verse 15 and 16.
Chan chan. I was just talking with a friend the other day, and she works as a piano teacher in a university. She says that younger people these days are just not learning instruments. I have a theory about that. You know, it takes a lot of effort and self-discipline to learn a musical instrument. But now in this day and generation, with so many distractions, I think it seems that fewer and fewer people are taking the time, energy and effort to learn something as simple as a musical instrument. Any skill in life that's worth something is going to take a lot of time, investment and possibly money. And I think one thing that's happened with the rise of the internet is that the distractions, like we mentioned before, distractions are really very real and right in front of you. When I first came to Japan, I spent the first year and a half just learning Japanese. I certainly would have appreciated having the internet to have a few extra language learning tools. But on the other hand, I'm actually glad I did not have the distractions of the internet so that I could fully concentrate on just studying Japanese.
Yeah. For me in my football, you might have heard the saying that it's the 10,000 hours of practice makes perfect. With the distractions of phones, it creates a comfort bubble in our house where it's really nice just to tuck yourself up in bed and watch a movie and just binge watch a series on Netflix all day. And it means that you're not spending the time nurturing the gifts that God has given you, maybe out on the footy pitch for me, or on the golf course, or swimming, or whatever it is, which means that we just can't get to a level where God really wants to use us in our gift.
So today's response challenge is again to take stock of how you use time and think about setting some goals. Because, for example, playing an instrument, learning a language, practicing in a sport, maybe doing workouts to the point of a certain level of fitness. All those things can be really helpful to give you something to work towards, to self-discipline, to self-motivate. Especially if you're in a place where you don't have anyone telling you what to do, you have to make every decision yourself. I would really encourage you to set goals, physical goals, language learning goals, musical instrument learning goals, whatever it is that you have on your heart to learn. Set your mind, set your heart to doing it.
Yeah.
Take some time to write down some thoughts in your journal. Go ahead and share some of those thoughts with your warrior brother. And today's physical challenge is making a schedule. I'm going to ask you, Jethro, do you feel like you need a schedule, or are you okay without one, or do you have one?
I feel like it's really useful to have a schedule, and it's good to know what's coming up in your life, but I really recommend not being too tied down to a schedule, because you want to allow new things to come in and be malleable and flexible.
What about like the very first things you do in the day? Do you have a set routine for the first few things that you do in the day?
Yeah, so waking up's an important one, of course. But I think making sure that you do something that wakes you up and stimulates you in the morning. For me, it's having a coffee or going out on a walk as well into nature and allowing the fresh air to fill your lungs. And then you just feel ready to press on with your day.
It's good. If this is an area that has been difficult for you, I would like to encourage you to write down and make a morning routine schedule to actually list off what you're going to do first thing in the day. Everyone's different. I'm not going to put my schedule onto you, but just as examples to refer to, you've just heard Jethro's morning. What I do as well, I just drink some lemon water. I do some stretches. I get straight into the Word. One of the first things I do in the day is I click on the Bible app and I open up to the verse of the day. For many years now, I've just read one psalm a day. You could do it with Psalms, or you could do it with Proverbs. It just helps having that pattern there in the background, so that anytime you pick up the Bible, you can have a place to start from.